What's going on, guys? Smiling Jet 4 here, back with some more Final Fantasy XIII. On the way, Final Fantasy XV, layers here. Last time, we went through half of the Titans trials that were remaining. We got a good chunk of them in. Half the bosses, well, it pain in the necks, but overall, did pretty well. Today, we're going to be completing the Titans trials, the rest of them, including the final one, which I'll get into later. But before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like button if you do enjoy the series, and if you want to see more content like this on the channel, make sure to subscribe. But anyway, time to get into this. As you know, I'll tell from the thumbnail and from the screen itself, Hope is now our leader. We got our paradigms checked in place. Well, there is one thing I need to do here. I forgot to actually equip him with some sprint shoes. That's always a plus for me. Or not plus, a must. I'm going to remove these from Vanille, then equip him with the sprint shoes. Let's see here. Sprinties. Come here, Sprinty! Sprinty! There it is. And then I'll add those 2 speed sashes just to make sure we got, well, the innocent chain of it. And of course some good speed. Speed is my game! That came out really creepy. I'm sorry people. But yeah. It's been a while since I've done the practice for this. I do not know if I actually remember any of these fights. That's why I've got the guide here. My good old custom guide. Because in case you guys weren't aware, I've been doing a lot of practicing on the final boss for this episode. And I've actually got some footage of it in the post-game, which I'll get into later on. But for now, that's not a main concern. Alright, something went off. Add notification. Alright then. Got all that in there. Let's get into this. Here we have a sea stone mission. Try saying that 5 times fast. We got ourselves solar power. Effulgence like to sunlight reveals a truth that no unknowing eye might see. The illusions we name boundaries are but challenges to overcome. Overcome the challenge of the Vertile. An undeniable truth shall be divulged. I cannot talk today. We'll take on the mission and get into this. This is a Vertile mission. We all know how it's going to work. Spam Cerberus, attack and ruin. All the difference with this one is I've actually got a blitz for Hope's commando attack, or commando paradigm, which is always a handy thing. And I cannot wait to show you guys what it looks like. But here we go into it. You don't need a set of Sol, you don't need 4 Sol, Ag Sol, none of that. All you need to do is be prepared. And hey, there's actually another right there, and there's the mark. So before I do that, give me the item. What's in here? 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 Star Blossom Seed. Ooh, I can sell it for some good monies. Some good monies. And I could use them too. Yeah, I'm getting kind of low on it. And I assume by the final battle I'll be completely drained of this stuff. So yeah, gonna need a lot of things to do. I'm gonna need to switch my paradigm as well as Cerberus. Took me a while to get back up here. And there they are. So yeah, you don't need a preemptive strike on these guys. You can't beat them with just straight up attack. Here's what I'm doing. Let's attack. Watch what happens when he attacks. So I'll throw his boomerang and then boom! He basically just summons his boomerang to do some massive damage. It's like some kind of auto recoil or something. Or just one boomerang that bends to one's will. Pretty legit stuff, and I'm kind of happy when it happens. So we get ourselves some simple leathers, easy 5-star ranking. We click OK here. Mission complete. You get yourself a Zealot's Amulet. I do not know what it does, but I presume it has something to do with magic. I don't know why. That's just what it feels like to me. Here, if we go over to accessories, let's see. Cast Vigilance when HP is low. Functions only once per battle. So yeah, it is a magic thing. Although I honestly don't see why we would need a Vigilance boost. Seems kind of unnecessary. Little unnecessary there. Alright then. If there's nothing else around here, another sea snowmobile or in that pathway, but we can grab that later on. We're gonna take this pathway. Going left, anybody? The hero never dies. Divine breath drives the winds of chaos, molding the form of all creation. A Borgbear hero stands amidst the chaos, blowing stagnation from the flow, ready to decide your fate. Face its judgment. Man, and he really doesn't die, does he? This Borgbear does not know when to give up. Well, granted, this one's a little more difficult than the previous one. You'll see why in a minute. we'll go through our little teleporter here, wait for this loading screen to go bye-bye. Zip, zip, zip. Okay, we're in. Now, something significant about this one, there are multiple pathways. Both these have sea stones at the end, but no matter which pathway you take, we'll get to the middle one. So which one do you want to take? Right is probably the best pathway, as it's a lot easier to avoid enemies. Left one, however, well, you'll see. This is the one I'm going to be taking, and I'll show you why. Secret item! I think it contains another Star Blossom Seed. If I don't remember. Yep, another Star Blossom Seed. But it's a little harder to avoid these guys. See, look, just guarding you. But the other direction, they're basically just sitting in a kneeling position, meditating, like monks. And oh right, I took the wrong pathway. Whoopsies! Peace out, peace, goblins. How did they not see me after that? Okay, they saw me. Yeah, never mind. Please leave me be. Please leave me be. Please leave me be. But yeah, as you can see here, we have ourselves a goblin, a bugbear, and a maestro. Okay, I want to fight us. That's essentially what this mission is going to be about. We really have to find 2 of each of the groups. One original class, so in other words, the minion, and then their leader. Here's why I'm not excited for this one. Now, if I do some massive damage, and actually, we're going to switch over to aggression right now. Deal some massive damage. You know what's coming in handy for this one? Just fire on and fire. Get that quick stagger there. There! There it is! Then aiming for the goblin. Fire! Alright, let's end this.
Gonna give it my best shot!
Go! Holy strike! That meteor strike though. So powerful, so OP. Alright, easy there. 3 stars, 3 stars, 1 fractured horny. And now for the real challenge. There they are. It's the 7th star time. Pretty straightforward. Alright, so we got Gabriel to strike with Cerberus. I think what I forgot to switch out to was aggression. Or no. No, I think this is right. Let's see. Oh, I was about to reapply that. That's not a good sign. Let's see what we can do here. In my experience, it's best to take out the Munchkin Maestros or the Goblins first. You can leave the Bugbear last, but they're pretty easy to stagger. So I'm gonna go for the Munchkin first, get rid of him, get that quick stagger on him, if that'd be great. I'll go for the Goblin. I'll take out the minions first, they're always the easiest. Once you get rid of him, ruin. Alright, and then finally the Bugbear. It's actually going a lot easier than I expected. Got surprised. Go, powerful boomerang of death. Oh, which one? Okay, we're gonna switch targets this one. They need some high damage counters on this. Just looking at what that metal punch is. A third punch! Spell light! Or fang, that also works. Deal some massive damage, my friends. All that is needed. Come on. Ruination thing. Is that guy not dead yet? Okay. Let's go try his ass real quick. Oh, Blizzard or Fire. Yeah, there's that. Going for a wild assault now. Get rid of him real quick. Perfect. Burn in Hades! Aggression time. Throw up that a gauge real quick and go for the final hit. I'd probably go for the Bugbear right now. Switching over to Cerberus. Oh, both going for Bugbear. Nice. I can live with that. Oh wait, that's because he's the only one left. Yay! This has got a lot easier. Just throw that boomerang, get those final assaults on. Go Boomerang! And just as she lands, the credits roll to the 5-star railing. 12,000 CP, good stuff. Fraction horn. Yeah, it's a meh item. But from completing this, you'll get yourself a speed sash. Kinda makes me wish I did not spend so much money on these things if you could get one here. Bit of dumb move, but Hey, that's my choice. Just my choice. Alright then. And now we gotta take the left pathway for the final boss. Or the first one, anyway. We'll get to the second one in a little bit, but for now, we're gonna take care of this guy. Come on. If we can get past these guys, that'd be great. Nope, they see me. Oh! Just slid past them. But will they hit me, is the question. Doesn't look like it. Heh, not as smart as they look, huh? But here we are. An A-rank mission. The abyss stares back. The soul is eternal, never dying and never fading. It evolves in perpetuity. Intrigued with the vertebrae, whose fixed gaze marks relentless change, and become one with life's circle here again. We're fighting another vertebrae. I don't know why, but when I was doing prizes for this just seemed like the easier run of the two. Maybe just because I got lucky, I don't know. But this mission isn't as hard as it sounds. It's just the same fight as previously, but with 2 more guys. All you need really to do is have a Cerberus paradigm with Blitz, and then just equip a Force Assault. It doesn't get any easier than that. I don't even know where to begin on how annoying of the fact that they make this into a final boss. It just... oh my gosh. What happened to you, Final Fantasy? What happened? Just what happened? Well, my complaint isn't going to get us anywhere, so let's take the shroud and go into this. Oh wait, no, never mind. I was about to say I applied the wrong thing, but I forgot. I'm not using the sub-soul. That's become a big habit for me for some odd reason. I do not know why. I am just used to using a sub-soul for every one of these fights. So when I see something else being used, I immediately panic. Oh, sorry. Yeah, but look, 4 vertebrae. Really? Just why? And all you need is a Blitz and a Ronaga. That's how quickly we'll defeat these guys. Ronaga, Ron. Okay. And
just another battle.
We defeated it in 11 seconds, and our target time is 12 minutes. When you look at it that way, it's just... oh my gosh, Square Enix, what did you do to this game? Did you just run out of ideas or something? I'm just saying. You should not make vertebrae a final boss. They're just ridiculously easy. But anyway, by completing that, you'll get yourself a 20-sided die. The one and only of its kind, as far as I'm aware. When it's equipped, it gives you a slight chance of absorbing magic damage. I don't think it's specific, just randomized. But we can double check this before we cut the section. And by that, we've already completed our 4th section. A new trial now awaits us. All we've completed is 3 of them. Let's see why we need to check this out. But yeah, let's see here. Oh, wrong button. Let's go over to our inventory, check out our accessories, the 20-sided die. Very rarely nullifies damage of any given type. So if I were to equip this to, say, Vanille here, random nullify damage. So it doesn't do any absorbing, but it just makes you immune to anything. If there was a way to increase that, I seriously would. That would just make things a lot easier. But nonetheless, that is of a past. And now we gotta go on to mission number 49, which is the alternate pathway. So we're gonna tackle the sea stone once again, and I'll see you guys back when we go on to mission number 49. Gorangach, I think this is the 4th time I fought you. Just... we really need to change things up. Hopefully we'll do that in Type 0, but who knows. But I'd like to reattempt it, let's go. Mission has been commenced, and I'll see you guys in a second. Yeah, you guys thought the vertebrae was pretty easy, right? Well, now things are about to actually get a little more difficult, but honestly not that difficult. Here at Tyrannicide, the soul's transitions are the impulses of the divine. All life is sifted, sorted, blended, and made one once more. Entreat with the tyrant, whose blade divides righteous from profane, and become one with life's circle here again. Take on the mission. Then, Out of all of these kind of creatures to talk to, this one's the most pathetic of all its kind. You're gonna see in 1 second, but first things first, we gotta teleport here. Alright then, now we've made it. It's time to get to work. Okay, right there. First things first, like the bird lane battle, all you need is a force all. Simply put, that's about it. And I believe you can use any kind of paradigm with 2 server commandos, but I'm using aggression for this one. I do have that set up, right? Right. Yeah, just stagger it and defeat it. Doesn't get any simpler than that. I don't even know where to begin. One, bring in his friend. Yeah, very menacing looking, doesn't it? Well, we've already fought this guy before, so it's not really that menacing. All you gotta do is deal massive damage. Look, we've already taken out like a fifth of his HP. It's not even that bad.
New strategy.
And actually, you don't even need to stagger this guy to beat him. I just got lucky last time. All you gotta do is spam attack and ruin. Quote unquote. That's all I say. And what the freak? Okay, buddy. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, why is this more difficult than I remember? Okay, you're getting on my nerves. Yeah, just deal as much damage as you can to this guy. He's already at half damage, so we haven't even gotten close to the stagger rate of fire. That kind of says a lot. If you catch my drift. Deal some massive damage here. I probably should switch more healing paradigm, if I had one anyway. You keep spamming it. Hope. Have hope, Hope. Just keep doing massive damage. Almost got it. We've almost got it. Come on, life. We took out the Centaurian blade by mistake. Not even our intention. Or even not my intention. But yeah. And now he's taken care of. Finish off with the ruins and attacks. Then he comes back from the fight. Easy 5 stars. And if you just use full out commando attacks, i.e. the service paradigm, you're sure to beat this in half that time. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. But anyway, by completing that, you'll get yourself particle accelerators, 7 in particular, lucky number 7. Thing 2, being March. But if you complete it the second time, you'll get yourself some crystal oscillators. I do not know what they are in real life, but they sound pretty awesome. And then we're gonna have this guy take us back over to our main area, and we'll take on the final pathway. Give just one more pathway, and the final boss of the episode. Oh jeez. It's a good thing I had that one pre-recorded, as I said before. So yeah, new trial now awaits us. There's only 1, 2, 3 of these missions left. 2 for just getting all the trials done, and then just 1 more for the bonus effect. So it's time again. I know I cut just like 5 seconds ago, but now it's time to do it again. We're gonna attempt this. See you guys at the route. Alright, back once again. Here's mission number 40 something or other. 44, let's say? Yeah, 44. The old ones go to rust. Divine love flows within the waters, purifying all creation. A corrosive custard stands amidst the chaos, cleansing stagnation with the flow, ready to decide your fate. Faith is judgment once again. Take on the mission? Sure, why not? Why not? Because we've had so much good times with flying before, and we've never even heard of the corrosive custard, which is kind of an odd name for this kind of creature. Yeah, again, you'll see why in a second. But here we go. The first planned battle, I think, in this entire Titan's Trials. And the only one, for that matter. All you gotta do is go down here. And there they are. Your tomato flan. Your metal flan. and then your cheese flan. That's what they all look like to me. Tomato, cheese, and metal. Or pudding. Rust pudding. Just finally got a joke. Alright. Let's make sure we got everything set. First things first, gonna need the infiltration paradigm. If you do go for this, I recommend either using a Deshelga or a Sloga. Or maybe it was the Protectica? I don't know what this guy's weakness is. You guys can see in the little templates yourself and figure it out. So first things first, we gotta do this, and now we attack. Come here, cheese flan. Come here. Yum, 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 yum. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Hybrid flora, corrosive custard, monstrous blanc. Alright then, let's go. I'm gonna count as the protector. See how well that works. Thank you, Liney, for that instant desire. And now you can aggression and command for the entire duration of the fight. Let's do this.
Don't know my own strength.
I recommend getting rid of the flan, or the monstrous flan, and then the flora flan. Trust me, they're gonna be easier.
Don't know my own strength.
And it just saves you so much time and effort. Laser strikes! Alright, only one to go. Up. Source. Take out that... No, wrong one. Attack the monstrous plant. Get rid of it real quick. Let's go. Oh, it's not even Thundara. Not today. Alright. Now for the custard. Can I remember how to teach this guy? I seriously doubt it, but... You know what? Let's try. I'm gonna throw in a quick library here. I'm gonna need that. Here. Show us your weakness. Thunder. Ow, you son of a gun. Poke. I'm gonna try something else. This is working most of my battles. Let's see how those work.
Nothing's gonna stop us.
Service. Let the power of light deal damage. Hey, not too bad, not too bad. Let's go for that. Also attack to that.
Nothing's gonna stop us.
So service equals deadly attack. Wait for it! Pew, 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 pew!
That wasn't
Finish
so
him
bad.
off with the power of light. Well, easier than before, and most of my attempts. And just as much good CP. Get ourselves some Wonder Gel Murky Oozes, mission is completed, and we got ourselves a General's Belt. Good for physical resistance. Okay, my voice just went weird there for a second. Or it sounds weird. I'm a little bit sick, so, yeah, I apologize if my commentary is a bit, stuffy. I guess. I don't know what the word would be for. But, now it's time. The final mission. And, wait, actually, I think there's one more thing I forgot. If I remember correctly, there's actually a secret item over here, I think. Yeah, there's no sea stone there, so I assume that's the secret area. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Just something I barely remembered. Let's see here. Yep, there's two Borg bears guarding another one of our beautiful silver spheres. So it's question time. Take care of these minions and grab ourselves the pretty shiny. Give me some shiny! Alright then. Alright, yeah, fighter. What was that? Barn? Like quick stagger? That'd be great. Quick stagger. Braga, fighter! There it is! Boom! Go for it, light! Combo! Combo! Hey! Combo! Now it's time to end this. Last resort!
Gonna give it my best shot.
Cerberus! There we go! Massive damage! It's massive!
Gonna give it my best shot.
And we will! Cerberus! Final Holy! Those war bears never learn a thing. They never do. And I'm kind of glad for that, because now we can grab our shiny, the Cactuar doll. Actually, I think it sells for a decent price if I remember right. Kind of like a Tom Berry figurine, or maybe the perfume. Got a decent price for selling, so try and grab that early on if you can. You'll make yourself some decent cash before you actually find the money guides. But now that that's taken care of, let's take care of the final boss, shall we? Or second to final boss in this situation. Up, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 4, jog that hope. Jog it hope. I'll run out of commentary at this point. Just straightforward. Alright. Here you are. Road to predation. The soul is one in number, both all and nothing. And treat with the Humbaba who defeats the balance and become one with life circle here again. Yeah, this mission is classified as a B. Before the Tyrant and the Verlet were A missions. Yeah, that just proves how easy this is to be, just straight up forward. Alright then, let's see what we can do here. Alright. Now the strategy is going to be a bit different, as I'm kind of new with this kind of concept. We're going to be doing Trisaster first things first. Fill up the gauge, deal some massive damage, and then once it switches to a second form, as most of these behemoths do, we're going to E-shell it, and then just go in for a full-out aggression paradigm. Just wipe clean. Nice and clean. So let's apply this Force Soul and this Agasol. And let's go. Got our paradigm? Okay, let's go. Hello there, Molten Man. Still staring down at us? A bit lonely? Or are you just impatient? Just breathing down our necks for some odd reason. Hey, this is your trials, but we're the ones who can take our time. You can't judge us for that. Okay, he did not like the way I talked back to him. It's nice being in the behemoth. Alright then, let's build up that gauge. We've already fought one of these guys before. Can't remember when, but we have. So we already know what we're dealing with here. Simply put, just burn him! Burn him to the ground! Build up this gauge and deal massive damage. Once he goes into his second form, it is time to deal the final blows. But until then, we just burn his body. He can gore all he wants, but he'll do no damage. He'll do nothing. Alright, here it goes. One more for you, that's switching over to infiltration. Here we go. Alright then, Keep Protector. Go! Try that on for size. You can't really do protected, right? Right. Alright. Poison Gunner. Roll bonus effect. It's aggression time. Oh, we actually got an instant stagger. Wasn't planning on that, but I'll still take it. This makes the job a lot easier. And just like that, Humbaba is dead. And if you didn't get instant stagger, it would just be a matter of matching the attack and ruin. But yeah, look. 50 seconds. Good ranking. I'll take it. I'll take it well. Mission has been completed. Scarlet Tide is good to go. We can grab that, and if you complete it at the same time, you'll get 7 more bomb cores. Ah, the bomb cores. But with that done, guys, we only have one more enemy left to face. I think you know what it is at this point. Or, at least you know of it. As I've hinted at it millions and millions of times. But once we take care of this final boss, the time trials are complete, we can move on with our lives. And thank goodness too, because I cannot deal with that thing anymore. A new trial now awaits us. Those are all the completed trials that you should have up to this point. Before going on to the final match, the 51st Sea Stone mission. And completed one of his final challenges, yeah. And now, time for the final one. Now I'm gonna say this real quick in case you guys are following along this guide. For this final one, you can basically just have to go through the time trials one last time, in any order you want. Let that ring in a bit. You do not have to choose a specific route to get to this final boss. You'll know when you find it, because there will be a sea stone in place that you've never seen it. So, until then, we're going to activate this one final time, and then we're going to go on to the final mission. See you guys then, and I hope to you the best of luck. And here we are, guys. The final Sea Stone. The one that can be accessed by going through the time trials one final time in any pathway. Here we are. Atticus, the soulless. The soul defines existence. Its expression is found in feeling, choice, and action. Entreat with the undying Atticus, whose blade is hate made manifest, and become one with life's circle here again. Take on the mission. The final countdown has come. And may I just say, this man does not deserve to be in this game. I just put you out right here. Hey, if you guys have been following me through this guide, who've been playing alongside me, if you had struggles with the previous videos or previous missions, this one's gonna make you hate your life. I kid you not. It's that dreadful. It took me 30 times. I played in this match so many times I actually decided to use it as a test recording for Twitch. Yeah, so pretty long period of time. A BTW, there's gonna be a little quick insight at the end of this episode. A little secret for you guys that are interested in my next Final Fantasy episode. But anyway, for this one, I have post-commentary footage on it. Or, well, post-video with post-commentary. So I'm not going to be doing this on screen for you. You're just going to see me cut, and I'll explain to you how to beat this guy, because I cannot live through that insanity again. And last time I tried doing commentary for this battle, yeah, I ended up dying halfway through. And the fact that this match can take at least 10 minutes is not a good sign. So yeah, this is going to be the end of the pre-episode, I guess. Next time I'll see you guys is in the post-commentary. So, I'll see you guys in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, see you then. So for this final match, you're gonna want to change your entire party to one of the most powerful teams that you have. As you can see, I have Fang, Lightning, and Snow with these paradigms along to the base. I'll explain what each one of them does when we get into battle, but those are there for you if you need to copy and paste them to your page or something. Just a little reference there for you. In terms of equipment, this is what I have. Fang's got the brawler's wristband, all that, construct catalog, energy stash. Basically, it's just stuff that I've left on in general. So with that out of the way, it's time to actually get into this. We're gonna move all the way up here and get ready for this final fight. Oh man, I'm interested to see how well this ends. But also, before you go into this fight, make sure you have a 4-cell and Axel applied. Before you can be a little lenient, now I recommend it 100%. No question.
Proceed well outside the natural order. Should their strength fail them, they become the mindless foes of life itself.
So in other words, Seath. You could have just said that straightforward, couldn't you?
Oh great, another one. Nothing like witnessing survival of the fittest firsthand.
That's not in though, is it?
The Seath?
Come on, are you guys actually surprised by this? I mean, that long entry did show this. Look! He just took out Humbaba
Killing's the only thing that comes naturally.
with only a single stab. But yeah, here it is, guys. The final enemy of the Titan's Trials, Atticus. Now this guy, like I said, is gonna make you want him to murder the world. Starting off, you're gonna want to debuff him the best you can. Slow, de-shell, de-protect, and curse if you want to. That's your main focus. Debuffing him so he does not try to wreck you. Now you may be wondering why Lightning is our sentinel. Straightforward, she is probably the best when it comes to avoiding attacks. Especially this guy's. As this guy is just known for awesome damage.
Don't get predictable.
Alright, Mystic Tower. For this paradigm, this is just to help build up the gauge a bit. Now keep in mind this won't be your entire focus, but this will be a big factor in it. For my strategy, I recommend just switching between this and the paradigm, what's its name? Not countermeasure. Well, you'll see what happens. It's just basically 2 commandos and a sentinel. You switch between those interchangeably. Usually go 3 or 4 times with Ravager, or 2 or 3, depending on how I am. And then go, just max out Commando.
Time for a change.
Yeah, offensive screen, that's what it's called. So use that paradigm, that's gonna be your godsend. Just keep spamming that. Look how much damage it does for hits. Now, in most strategies, people use a different kind of party. Instead of having Snow, they would have either Hope or Manil. This is good for synergizing and Sabotoring, but ultimately, I think Snow's the better option. And so I've got him. Well, obvious there. Alright, so we're gonna do a few of those. Solidarities can be immediately used whenever you're healing your party. FYI, that's gonna be Lightning half of the time. More than half the time, actually. Alright, Spark Strike, go! Spark! Aqua. Alright, he's switching over to countermeasure as the character's debuff. Gotta re-debuff him once again. Get those debuffs on him. And trust me, slow is probably the first thing you want to inflict on them. The quicker you can get slow, the longer it'll take for him to actually do some serious damage, or, well, bad things. Go Mythic Tower. Alright. And while this is going, I'm going to turn down volume on my computer. Because listening to this is just giving me a headache. I gotta remember to change this. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I gotta make sure to change the volume in the post-editing while I'm done with this. But yeah, basically the same strategy. Just switch between Mystic Tower and the opposite end of the screen, you'll be good to go. Then throw an occasional infiltration paradigm, or not infiltration, countermeasure paradigm and solidarity. And then there are two more paradigms that I do have equipped for just situations, but I'll get to that when we actually get deeper into the fight. Now, just keep mashing those paradigms. Alright. Switching over to solidarity, waiting for that final blow so I can do some massive damage. Strike. 1, 2, 3. Strike it. Boom. Alright. Now is here where things get a little more tricky. As you saw, his blade broke, and now he's using Unrelenting Blade. This is essentially gonna be the move that's mainly used in this. If you remember the last house using an ace attack from the Orphan Cradle, you're gonna know what this guy's capable of. Just watch. He's gonna concentrate and debuffs lightning a bit, losing her haste and her faith. Fortunately, because we have her as the Sentinel, she can't really be hit too much. But that's where these paradigms come in. Premediation. This is the paradigm I use for when I need to debuff, but at the same time re-debuff my team. Always handy for those inadequate times. And you gotta kill two birds with one stone. Although once you get one or the other, you just switch to one of the paradigms. The countermeasure, or in our case, the second one will be prudent planning. A double synergist paradigm. And believe me, by this time around, you're going to be losing all your buffs, so you gotta be prepared. I'm still going in for those strong attacks I can see. Going in for the blind side, dealing some massive damage. Concentrate. It loses his debuff, the D-shell and D-protect. There's a little damage from lightning, that's not a good sign. Just gotta switch over to solidarity at one point to get some healing in. For now, just keep throwing in a couple hits. This was the countermeasure, fair enough. Or the remediation. Alright, there it is. Solidarity. Wait, go. Alright then, heal up lightning, and just repeat the process even more so. It's a bit of a boring fight, I can't admit this. It took me so long to fight this guy, I don't even want to explain how boring it was, but yeah, I recommend just being prepared. And see, there goes all the buffs. All we got is haste and a little protection for snow. So we switch to premediation and prudent planning. This one you have to be careful with, because if you are very careless, this guy will lose all of his stagger gauge. So what you build up will become meaningless. Mainly, I set a paradigm, and that goes, or not paradigm, but a command bar that just casts Textra and Shelra, handy for lightning when she gets dealt much damage. Man. Yep, still doing nothing. Keep protecting, keep protecting. You switch over to solidarity to heal lightning up, it looks like. Or no countermeasure. And he does with slow once again, try and get cursed there as well. Alright, switching over to Mystic Towers, also stagger damage. Frost, Flame, Spark, Aqua, Frost. Once more, gotcha. Frost, Spark, Aqua, Flame. And then switches over to offensive screen. For the blind screen damage. Alright, let's go for the concentrate, and looks like Fang's the main target of that, so that's a bit odd. Yeah, in case you weren't aware, provoking eventually does wear off, even if you do have Sentinel as your main party member. So yeah, be aware of that. I'll say I'm surprised he's done this good so far. My previous strikes haven't even gotten me to the third form. And yes, this guy has a third form. Be ready for that as well. Alright, premediation. debuff, even though he's already debuffed, but I might as well lose some damage while he's doing some synergizing. Build up the protection of Shellra. Gonna need that for myself. Then I get throw it onto lightning.
Gotta win this!
Don't get predictable.
Solidarity. Blind side. 1, 2, 3. Warrior attack. Defensive screen. Here goes the massive damage. Concentrate. Wait for it. Shing.
Don't want to
Miss.
lose, do you?
How
Let's see what you
pathetic.
got. Get with the
Alright, get some
program.
haste, some Wavera, even though that she doesn't need it. I don't know when I switched to protection and Shellra, because I know that was a main thing for me.
Let's see what you got.
Alright. Still filling your damage really well. Almost up to the 400s. That's a pretty good thing. Yeah, I forgot, you guys aren't aware. Bigger the star gauge, the more damage it does. Pretty straightforward there. And man, how lucky is he to get the instant chain? Oh, here it is. Peerless Blade. The third and final form. This one is the one that worries me the most. Because if unprepared, this move becomes a one-shot, one-kill move. If it targets your leader, yeah, you're pretty much dead, unless you can react real quick. Which doesn't happen too often, mind you. So here it goes. Switching over to Prudent, planning to do some synergizing. Get Protectra and Shellra for lightning. That's going to be a major factor. Meditating. Waiting for a time. Switching over to those real quick. Yeah, hit him once, but you saw a bunch of misses there. If she wasn't using a loon, she would be dead right now. Straight up freaking dead. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. Oh, punch him. We're already halfway down, so we got this pretty well so far. Now hopefully we get lucky here. Spamming the attacks. Blind side. Bang, bang, bang. Attack. Blind side. And then we're gonna switch over to Mystic Tower. Build the gauge. Build up the gauge once more. You know, I'm kind of surprised, really. At least about the recording.
Not a problem.
I thought that by streaming this, I'd be losing some sound and stuff. But, unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and man, that dealt some damage. But yeah, this was actually the first recorded on Twitch.tv. Good thing I can use, and it'll lead to something I'm going to say at the end of this video. But you can probably figure out what it is, so I won't spoil it until then. Alright, got all those debuffs on there. Prudent fighting, gotta get that Protectra and Shellra on. So wait for those to go up. Solidarity, quick healing. Before I can deal massive damage. Wide side. Up, up, up. Switching over to Mystic Tower, just the final before he goes in. Get that 400%. Oh, but Snow's lost his haste. And so is Fang, that's not a good sign.
Don't get predictable.
So for mediation, debuff, while it's synergizing. Offensive screen deal massive damage. Go! We're almost there, people. Just hang it on a little longer. Boom! Keep eluding their life. Don't give up. Admit they can get it.
Time for a
Get
check.
ready, switch it over to Prudent Planning. Get it on there quick.
Let's see what you got.
Make sure that is always on there. Look,
Don't get predictable.
barely dealt any damage.
Let's see what you got.
Also, another thing that's odd. I remember there being something tragic in this video, but I can't remember what it was. And there's some kind of debuff that happens in this fight. But I guess I'll figure it out later.
Let's see what you got.
Till then, just TNT showing and protecting. Alright, there's the shell. All you need is slow and curse. Slow, curse, slow, curse, slow, curse. The tower to build up gauge once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meditate.
Don't want to lose,
Alright then,
do ya?
prudent planning. Get those on there quick.
Baby.
Oh, that's what striker. Right. If something like that happens, where your sentinel gets down, make sure to raise them immediately. Unfortunately, I didn't realize this till too late, but Snow does not have raise as one of his main abilities, so I had to use a Phoenix down myself and break the flow of combat. This guy's just dodging all the attacks. But yeah, gotta be quick on my feet. And it's actually happened twice, mind you. So that's a little more annoying.
Let's see what you got.
We're so close, she's got keep debuffing him. There's no order for him planning to buff up lightning, seeing as she's got no protection left. Or Shelra. It actually doesn't even have haste anymore. That's never a good sign.
You're asking for it.
And I give the protection in Shelra to myself because I did not want to risk that again. Alright, meditating once again, switching over to Mystic Tower. Nice. Uh-oh.
Let's see what you got.
And here it is. See. Oh, never mind. Let's have it later on. Here it goes. Mediation. Curse. I curse you with my 1,000 suns. No more mercy. Atticus Cosmic. My Mystic Tower, build up that gauge once again. No. Spark, Aqua, Flame, Frost, Spark. Here we go. One more flurry of attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it goes. Offensive screen. Blind side. Alright, we're almost there. That's good. I have to make sure I remember that. I want to see how close we are to killing this. Blindside attack, and I'll get the final meditate in. And I decided to be cocky by using the high wind maneuver. And it doesn't actually kill lightning. Must have been thinking of a different playthrough. But there it is, guys. It took me 13 minutes to beat this guy, and the target time was 21 minutes. I suggest that if you're doing this the first time and you do not get a 5-star ranking, to record the time that it took you to beat the guy, and then just try and for a lower time period. After that, completing the mission, Genji Glove. One of the most powerful weapons in the game, or not weapons, accessories. There he goes. Good riddance to you, Atticus. Screw you. Get out of our life. You do not belong in Final Fantasy XIII. No, you do not. Last boss is alright.
Fortune smiles upon the strong and worthy. Surrender not to despair. The future of life cycle goes with you.
Some endorsement coming from the guardian of all life on Grand Pulse.
Yeah, exactly what kind of endorsement is that? Basically just, hey, you survived, may the gods be with you, or all that. But there it is, guys. I was glad that I got that the first time, at least after our little strategy. But yeah, it's finally done, and by completing all the trials, this guy's going to leave and never return, which is kind of a lie, but yeah, you can figure it out for yourself. Anyway, by completing all those, here's what you get. All the completed trials should be listed there. Go over to the next page. There's Atticus the Soulless. Congratulations, you have proved yourself equal to every challenge that the title levied upon you. And with that said, guys, that is going to conclude this episode of Final Fantasy XIII. But before we leave, I need to announce something real quick. On March 17th, when Final Fantasy XIII comes out, make sure you guys are followed to me on twitch.tv/SmilingDread4. As I am going to be live streaming the game live. So make sure to pay attention to that, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, this is SmilingDread4 signing out. Have a great rest of your day, and take care, my friends.